We say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live back in studio, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City on this Wednesday, March the 5th. Crazy weather. Talking about some wintry mix tonight in the mountains. So here you go. East Tennessee weather, 61 right now. And so, again, it is, yeah, outside right now. It's 61 degrees. And again, we are here broadcasting live. Thank you for being with us wherever you may be on this Wednesday, March the 5th. So, yeah, wintry weather tonight. Crazy weather. We've got basketball tonight, lots of it. We've got the regional championships for the ladies. We'll go back and tell you what happened last night. Had some upsets around the northeast Tennessee area. And so the boys' regional semis were last night. The girls' regional championships are tonight. And they'll decide where they're going to be playing tonight, the winners and losers, whether they're going to be home on Saturday or traveling on Saturday. So lots going on. We've got some college basketball. Count them, 3 more upsets last night, including the number 1 team in the country. We said right here on the show and said, could it be a trap game for Auburn going to College Station to battle Texas A&M? Well, it was. They got beat by 11, so it wasn't just wasn't a fluke when you get beat rather by 11. I would think that was a pretty dominating performance for the Aggies. So just heightens what's going to be going on with the tournaments. We said next week we've got 3 or 4 more tournaments starting today. The SEC tournament starts next week, of course, in Nashville. We've talked about that all week. So it's going to be a heck of a tournament, and you just added a little bit more spice to it. Losing last night, the number 1 team in the country on the road. Tennessee plays tonight on the road at Ole Miss at a 9 o'clock tip-off in Oxford. The Lady Balls are getting ready. In fact, they're underway right now. We'll keep you posted on that one as Tennessee takes on Texas A&M in the opening round of the SEC Women's Tournament, playing in Greenville, South Carolina. They're playing as we speak against the Lady Aggies of Texas A&M. So lots going on. Sit back and enjoy it. We'll give you the best we can give you here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, which is everything we've got. That's how we do it. We'll give you 120% every time we do the show. Andrew Smith's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Sports writer from the Johnson City Press. Also, Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, joins us a little bit later on. So all that coming up. Here's Chris Stapleton to get started with the national anthem. We'll take a look at last night's boys basketball on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Jose. And you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad strides and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing up, can't prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live in studio again today, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. Today'd be a good day to get one of those key lime drinks, the frosted key limes. That'd be good. A bowl of chicken noodle soup, one of the Cool Wraps, some nuggets. How about the world famous mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A? All that available, of course, at Chick-fil-A. And they're your home for bags of ice. We don't talk about that a lot, but they sell the pellet-sized bags of ice pellet-sized ice cubes or pellet-sized ice that you get in your drinks at Chick-fil-A. Can buy them by the bag. It's like a buck, like it's $1.50, $1.60 a bag. So anyway, all that at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street, where we'll be next Wednesday. We're here today in studio one more day, trying to get this fixed and get it healed up, and so we're on our way, but we're not quite there yet. Psalms 34, 4 and 5 says, I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Yeah. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. How about that? I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, rather. Their faces are never covered with shame. Psalms 34, 4 and 5, the verse of the broadcast for today. All right, let's take a look at it last night. Who won? Who did what? North Green eliminating Hancock County, beat them by 7. North Green moves on. They're a state tournament team a year ago. They're playing for the regional championship tomorrow night against Cosby. Cosby eliminated Unaka, beat them by 3, 60-57. So North Green and Cosby tomorrow night for the regional championship at Westridge. They'll be looking down the road now, playing either Oliver Springs or Harriman. Those two teams won last night. And also the defending state champ Chattanooga Prep won as well. So on the eastern side of the brackets, it's North Green. We'll break them all down tomorrow for you because it'll be championship day. It'll be North Green and Cosby, Oliver Springs, Harriman, Chattanooga Prep, the defending state champs, playing Van Buren tomorrow night, and then Pickett County and Clay County. That's the east side of the regional here in Tennessee in 1A basketball. In 2A last night, it was Austin East defeating South Green 60-54. Roadrunners move on. They were a state tournament team a year ago. They will play the defending state champ Alcoa, who disposed of Eagleton 75-49 yesterday. So Austin East and Alcoa play. That'll be coming up tomorrow night. I don't know if we'll come back to Unicoi County and play it or not. They're both down the other end, back down towards Knoxville. They may have a neutral site picked down there. I'll have to double check on that. Hello, Linda Pierce in Ohio. Thank you for watching, lady. They'll be watching Kingston and Tyner. They'll play tomorrow night, as will Jackson County, Liberty Creek, and East Nashville, state tournament team a year ago in the regional championship against the LEAD Academy. And those will be coming up tomorrow night in 2A. In 3A last night, we talked to both coaches yesterday. We talked to Jordan Simmons from Unicoi County and Cody Cannell from Crockett. Unicoi County with the upset, 73-70. Unicoi County moves on. Greenville defeats a 13-point win over Tennessee High. Well, Thompson had, 34 last night? Trey Thompson, the real deal, 34 for Greenville last night. They defeated Tennessee High by 13. So it's Unicoi County and Greenville tomorrow night at Viking Hall in Bristol. On the other side, they're looking at Carter and the defending state champ Fulton play each other. So Unicoi County and Greenville will play those two teams coming up on Monday, depending on how things go. Also, Heritage and Laura City play in the regional championship, as does another state tournament team a year ago, Upperman and Tullahoma. So that's on the east side of the regional. So again, it's Unicoi County and Greenville tomorrow night at Viking Hall for the championship of the regional. Should be a interesting game to say the least. Unicoi County is now we'll have Coach Simmons on tomorrow. They would be, I think, at this point, the Cinderella story in the regional. So, anyway, they knocked off Crockett last night, 73-70. In 4A basketball, Science Hill turns back their arch rival Dobbins Bennett, 55-43, beat them by 12. It was Sevier County stopping Morristown West by 13. So Sevier County plays Science Hill tomorrow night at Science Hill for the regional championship. On the other side of the bracket, Oak Ridge and the state tournament team from a year ago, Maryville, will play tomorrow night at Oak Ridge. Walker Valley, Bradley Central, and Laverne knocks off the state runner-up a year ago. Cookville loses last night. Laverne got them by 2, 51-49. They will play Siegel. So the East Regional in 4A will be Science Hill, Sevier County, Oak Ridge, Maryville, Walker Valley's boys and Bradley Central, and Laverne and Siegel tomorrow night for the regional championships in 4A. So that's what we've got going on there for 4A basketball, 3A, 2A, 1A for the boys for the regional semifinals last night. Now we got the championships coming up tonight. We'll take a break, come right back, and we'll take a look at them. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be joined by Andrew Smith from the Johnson City Press. He joins us by phone. I think we got the bugs worked out from yesterday. I hope. Hello, Judy Townsend. Hello to Johnny Morris. Hello to Becky Muncie. Hello to Linda Pierce in Ohio. Watching show number 2243 today on this 5th day of March 2025. So we told you the outset of the show, 61 degrees outside, but they're looking for a chance of some wintry weather tonight in the mountains. But then look at the forecast for next week. Low 70s here next week. So Here you are, topsy-turvy. East Tennessee weather, springtime 2025. Quick break. Right back after this from Chick-fil-A on show number 2243, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Patayo.
And this is Elsa.
And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you gonna eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
This is Pastor Fallow, Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton, and we'd love to have you come be with us. You and your family be with us on Sunday. I'm standing here in the lobby at our visitors table, our welcome table, and there's packets made up with tells you a little more about the church and get acquainted card, and then also a mug and some things in there for you to take with you to remind you to pray for us. And we've got a place for you and your family. We want you to come. Our goal is for you to know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior. But beyond that, to find your purpose and contentment in life of knowing Him, walking with Him, and serving Him each day. And so we want you and your family to come be with us Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. You can find a little more information about us online at pleasantbeachbaptist.com.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live in studio, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City on this Wednesday, March the 5th. So you look at the regional championships tonight for the ladies. We told you yesterday on the show, out of the 8 state tournament teams a year ago, 5 still playing, but the defending state champ is not. Pickett County got knocked off the other night by Clark Range. They'll play Clay County tonight. But you look at, hello, Tom Gilbert. How you doing, sir? You look at tonight's regional championship, UNACA. The Lady Rangers will take on North Green. UNACA 23-8, North Green at 29-4. That'll be coming up tonight at Westridge High School. That's going to be a dandy. They will pay attention to Coalfield and Midway. Those teams will play Coalfield or Midway, either home or away on Saturday. So UNACA at 23-8, North Green at 29-4 will do battle tonight for the regional championship again, as we said, at Westridge. In 2A, Alcoa 25-7 will battle Gatlinburg Pittman 22-11. Now the regional side has been Unicoi County. I wouldn't think they'd ask both those schools to come back to Irwin to play that game. I would think there'd be a more neutral site somewhere down the road, and I don't know that. But that's a long haul for Alcoa and Gatlinburg Pittman to play for a regional championship. But, you know, probably wouldn't matter to them. They just want to play. Alcoa 25-7, Gatlinburg Pittman's ladies 22-11. They'll pay attention to McMinn Central and Meigs County. Those are the other side of the bracket. They'll play on Saturday in the sectional, the sub-state. Gatlinburg Pittman and McMinn Central are state tournament teams again from a year ago. In 3A tonight at Viking Hall in Bristol, Crockett at 32-3 taking on Tennessee High 13-15. They played for the conference or district tournament championship. They'll do it again tonight. Crockett at 32-3, Tennessee High at 13-15. All these games start at 7 tonight, by the way. This is the Viking Hall in Bristol. They will be paying attention to Cocke County and Northview Academy. Cocke County, a state tournament team a year ago. And they'll play Northview Academy, and those two teams will play against the Crockett Tennessee High teams, depending on how you win or lose. Again, the scenario is this. If you win tonight, all these ladies' games we're talking about. Hello, Carson Brooks. Hello to Carl Wilson. Hello, Deborah Melberg. Hello, Mr. Tom Gilbert. Judy Townsend. Let's see who else. Johnny Morris, Becky Muncie. Hello, Becky. How you doing, lady? Linda Pierce up in Ohio watching. Thank you. Manfred Short, that's a new name. Thank you for watching. Becky Irvin's not a new name. She's watching in Kingsport. Hello, lady. So if you win tonight, you're home on Saturday because you're still playing. If you lose your game tonight for the ladies' regional championships, then you travel on Saturday. So case in point, Crockett and Tennessee High playing tonight. The winner will be at home against either the loser of Cocke County Northview Academy, and the loser tonight will travel to the team that wins their game. So that's how it works. Then if you win on Saturday, you go to the state tournament. So it's pressure packed, again, to say the least. That's the fun part about this time of year. These youngsters get a chance to feel pressure and adversity, not necessarily in the game of life, but certainly the game of basketball, because there's two different kinds of pressures. There's stress from day-to-day living and stress from a high school basketball game. So, but for them, it's a big deal, and I understand that. In 4A basketball, you have Sevier County taking on Morristown East tonight. Lady Smoky Bears from Sevier County at 26-7, Morristown East at 27-6. They'll be paying attention to the Oak Ridge Bearden game tonight. Those two teams play, and the winners of those, of course, will play the loser, and the loser plays winner, and we just went through that for you. So tonight, 4A up on this end of the state, Sevier County and Morristown East. Sevier County 26-7, and Morristown East at 27-6. So, and the state champ still playing Bradley Central. It'll be a heck of a game tonight. Down at Cleveland High School, Cleveland, a state tournament team a year ago, and Bradley Central, the defending state champ, played tonight at 7 o'clock at Cleveland High School. I bet you they're already lined up for that one, or shortly they'll be lined up for that 7 o'clock game. That's a biggie. Cleveland and Bradley Central tonight, and one of those teams will move on to the sectional at home, and one will be on the road, but they're still alive, still playing. So, again, you play tonight, you win tonight, or lose tonight, doesn't matter. You're going to play Saturday, but you want to win tonight to be at home. Then Saturday, you're down to, if you lose Saturday, it's over. If you win on Saturday's games with the ladies, you go to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. Now, the guys, same thing. They'll play tomorrow night, Thursday night, for the regional championship, and their sectional is going to be on Monday because the state tournament's week after next. The girls' state tournament, obviously, is next week. So that's why we're doing what we're doing with the championship tonight, and then the sectional, or sub-state as I used to call it, which is what it used to be called, will be coming up, as we said, on Saturday for the ladies. Tom Dillon Sports Show. Quick break. We'll get Andrew Smith on here, see what he says about all this. He's a sports writer for the Johnson City Press. Been covering a lot of these games, and we'll do that right after this from our title sponsor, Ford of Elizabethton. You're watching the Tom Dillon Sports Show live in studio, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
So here's the deal. An opportunity presented itself for me to come check the dealership out. They said it might be for sale. My wife, my mother-in-law, both of my sisters happened to come last September, and we ended up at the Covered Bridge event, and we just thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it was a blast. We weren't planning on being there for that. It just so happened the time that we came, the Covered Bridge event was going on, and we just loved it. We loved the community, we loved the energy, the vibe, and we felt like it would be a great opportunity for us to serve the community. Because every time I look at a store, I always look at how can we improve the community, how can we create jobs, how can we improve the business. And the upside was so tremendous in the Elizabethton community. I just felt like we could come make a big difference, and we've been able to do it.
You have. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Elizabethton. Social media, how do we find you?
So Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Elizabethton. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. And we're ready to serve the community, sell cars, and make some happy customers.
Amen. What's the hours you're open, sir?
So we're open at 7:37 in service, and we're open at 8:30 in sales. We stay open till 7.
Our title sponsor, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
My name is Michael Vance, Vice President of Advanced Heat Pump Systems. Advanced Heat Pump Systems has been open and providing service for over 35 years. Our company's goal is to provide quality service for our customers. The reason you should hire Advanced Heat Pump Systems is because we offer dependable, quality, trained technicians to service your heating and air conditioning.
All right, stand by. And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Let's go to the phone. He's there, sports writer Andrew Smith from Johnson City Press. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Thanks for checking in with us. We're live here in studio today, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. We will be back there next Wednesday, ready to go and see you live and in person. So, gosh, let's talk about it. Last night I had some great basketball games. I guess none better, really, than the one happened at Viking Hall in Bristol. It's a 3-point game. Unicoi County with the upset over Davy Crockett. Talk about that game for the Blue Devils moving on now to play Greenville.
Yeah, obviously that's a big win for Coach Simmons and the Blue Devils there. You mentioned it's fantastic basketball game there between them and Crockett. Two teams that had really been tight all year long in District 1. Fitting that it came down to the wire there at Viking Hall. But yeah, great ball game. Obviously a big momentum building win for Coach Simmons in Unicoi County. Got a tough test coming up on Thursday, but now you guarantee yourself at least two more games. You've got Thursday and then Saturday sectionals. So big win for them. Obviously, hate it for Coach Cannell and the Pioneers. They had a good team all year long, but sometimes that's just how it goes in the postseason. You might not get a bounce. You might not get a shot to fall that might fall. Just one of those things.
That's why they play the games, what they said. So, Unicoi County, we had both coaches on the show yesterday, and of course, that was the 9th time they played each other in the last 2 years, 4th time this season. So, Unicoi County comes out, kind of takes the bull by the horns as I was listening to the game. But anyway, they win by 3. And so, the interesting part about all this, they're leaving the 3A next year. They'll go back dropping down to 2A. So, they're going to be a dominant team. They're being dominant in 3A. Obviously, they're going to be very dominant in 2A next year as well. So, Unicoi County gets the win. They'll take on Greenville. Trey Thompson, 34 last night for Greenville. He's the real deal. They beat a very good Tennessee High team by 13 on their home floor. So Greenville, Unicoi County, the underdog, and certainly the Cinderella story will be Unicoi County. Greenville's expected to be there. They are there. So that should be a good one tomorrow night at Viking Hall.
Oh, it absolutely should be. And yeah, Trey Thompson, absolutely the real deal. I believe I saw last night that with his 34 points, in the process of that, he became the all-time leading scorer for Greenville High School, and he's just a junior. He'll be back again next year. So he passed now current Maryland guard Jacoby Gillespie in that regards. But yeah, you mentioned it's a Greenville team that expects to be there, that knows that they have the capability to always be there. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tall task for Unicoi County, but they've made it this far. All it takes is one hot shooting night from a guy like Jackson Simmons, and you find yourself right in the game again.
On the other side of the bracket, Carter will play Fulton, who's the defending state champ, tomorrow night. So Unicoi County and Greenville will play Saturday, either Carter or Fulton, depending on what they do tomorrow night in 3A. Let's go to 4A basketball. The arch rival game last night, Science Hill gets the best of Dobyns-Bennett, beats them by 12, 55-43. They'll play Sevier County, who had a 13-point win over Morristown West. So Science Hill at home tomorrow night against Sevier County. You got to like the Hilltoppers' chances because they're playing at home in front of the Topper Nation.
Oh, absolutely. It's a Science Hill team that can get hot with the best of them, and it's a lot easier to get hot and gain that confidence when you're on your home floor. And obviously, I expect a big crowd to show up in support of the Toppers. Obviously, that's a big win to pick up there last night over the arch rival. And the Sevier County team's going to be tough. They're always a tough team in 4A, but getting them at home is definitely going to be a big boost for Science Hill.
In 4A basketball, the other side of the bracket, they'll be paying attention to Oak Ridge and Maryville. Maryville State tournament team a year ago, and so they'll play Oak Ridge and Maryville tomorrow night in Oak Ridge. So that'll be a good ball game. And the other side of that, the sectional, or rather the the regional championship coming up tomorrow night at Oak Ridge. In 1A basketball, North Green beat Hancock County by 7. Unaka went down. Cosby beat them by 3. So tomorrow night it's North Green, which is a state tournament team a year ago. They'll take on Cosby. The other side of the bracket is Oliver Springs and Harriman. So North Green still alive and still playing for boys basketball for the Huskies.
Oh, yeah, and it was a bit of I was there at Westridge last night. It was definitely a bit of a slower start, not necessarily the cleanest game I would expect from North Green, but they were able to take a punch from improved from years past Hancock County team and continue to hang right in and get it done, which is, in the postseason, they don't ask how you do it. They just ask if you won. So they won. They're still playing ball. I expect a tough Cosby team to give them a run for their money tomorrow night as well. It was a tough way to see Unaca's season end last night, though. I had a chance, had a couple looks at it to tie it there late, but just couldn't quite get them to fall. So it's a young Unaca team. I expect them to continue to hang around and be tough in that conference, in that region. Obviously, it'll be a little tougher next year. You mentioned Unicoi moving down to 2A. Well, from 2A to 1A will be going Hampton. So It will not be easy for Unaka, but I think they've got the talent to continue to hang around in that district.
In studio, talking to Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. The final class we're going to look at, it's 2A. It's going to be a dandy tomorrow night. I don't know if they'll play this in Unicoi County. They'll play it closer to home, but Austin East, the Roadrunners, defeat South Green last night by 6. Alcoa all over Eagleton 75-49. So the defending state champ Alcoa takes on a state tournament team from a year ago, the Austin East Roadrunners. On the other side of the bracket is Kingston and Chattanooga Tigers. So Alcoa and Austin East scheduled to play that one tomorrow night in Unicoi County. Will they move that one closer to those two schools since it's way up the road, or they're going to still make them come to Unicoi County?
It would make sense for them to move it closer to the Knoxville area. Obviously, not nearly as far away for both those teams, but it's something that both coaches have to agree to, and obviously there has to be some availability somewhere for that to happen. So, don't know for sure yet what that will be, but yeah, should be a fun ball game, whether it's up in Irwin or down closer in Knoxville. You mentioned it. Alcoa, defending state champs. It's going to be hard to best them, but Austin East, I think they have the talent. They took a tough punch from South Green last night, but I lean Alcoa, but hey, you never know what can happen.
In studio today, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City on People Street. Unaka tonight for the Ladies Regional Championship, 23-8. North Green State Tournament team a year ago, 29-4. They'll be paying attention to the other side of the bracket, Coalfield and Midway. Everybody plays on Saturday for the chance to get to the state tournament. But tonight, Regional Championship, if you win in any of these games, whoever wins these games will be home on Saturday, which is huge in the way things unfold. The statistics will bear out when you go on the road in a sub-state or sectional game. The odds are very much against you. So, Unaka and North Green tonight. Again, preview this one. It should be a dandy. Unaka 23-8 for the ladies. North Green's Lady Huskies at 29-4. What do you think about this one tonight?
Yeah, it's a rematch there from the district championship. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. Unaka got the better of them there. Last week it was, but it should be a fun ball game. For Unaka, everything starts and ends with Michelle Shields. As she goes, they go, especially on the offensive end. So they're going to need a big night from her to give up with a very tough North Green team. North Green much more balanced, can kind of get it from multiple different spots on the floor. So should be a fun ball game up at Westridge tonight.
We'll take a look at college basketball coming up next. Greg Sire joins us top of the hour. 3 more upsets last night in top 25, including, as we said right here and told you yesterday, it's going to be a tough game to go to College Station and win. Auburn went, and they did not win. They got beat by 11, so number 1 team in the country goes down. We'll talk about that. Tennessee does play tonight. The Volunteer men's team's on the road at Ole Miss. The ladies are playing as we speak. We'll try to get an update for you there. They're in the opening round of the SEC tournament, taking on the Lady Aggies of Texas A&M for the Lady Balls of Kim Caldwell. Tonight in 2A basketball, you've got Alcoa 25-7. Gatlinburg Pittman, a state tournament team a year ago, 22-11. They're scheduled to play that one at Unicoi County High School. The other side of the bracket is McMinn Central, a state tournament team from a year ago, at Meigs County. So Alcoa, guys and girls still playing. Alcoa 25-7. Gatlinburg Pittman's ladies 22-11. What do you think about this one tonight?
Yeah, actually, I think I've heard that might have been moved to Gatlinburg Pittman, I believe, tonight. I'll have to double check with some friends I have that cover more down that way. But yeah, like I said, another rematch from a district championship game. Alcoa, they are tough. They took care of Hampton there on Monday. They're just very tough defensively. They love to press. They love ball pressure. They love to get out and run and transition. So it's very paramount if you're Gatlinburg Pittman. You got to take care of the basketball. You got to work to at least get shots up, good looks at the rim, and try to limit fast break opportunities if you're the Lady Highlanders. But I'd probably lean Alcoa. Although if this game is at Gatlinburg Pittman, like I think I've heard some people say it may be, then that definitely will help out the Gatlinburg Pittman cause tonight.
You've got the regional championship for the ladies, another rematch of the district tournament. You got Crockett 32-3 against Tennessee High at 13-15 tonight. Of course, Tennessee High is a Cinderella story, knocking off a state tournament team from a year ago, Greenville, the other night, beat them by 7, 55-48. Crockett had no problem with Granger, 85-42. We had Thomas Gooch on, had him on the show Monday, had him on Monday. And we found out that everybody played, everybody scored in that game. So they had a big win, a 43-point blowout over Granger in the regional semifinal. Tonight is Crockett and Tennessee High. The Vikings, we're ready to go with Maddie Wilhoit and Addie Wilhoit and the Lady Vikings and Jasmine Jones and Kiana Foot and Chase Wolfenbarger. Of course, Crockett with that great team of Bella Ferguson and Bullock and Laney Britton and Leah Story and on we go. So should be a great matchup tonight at 7 o'clock at Viking Hall in Bristol for the regional championship.
Yeah, it should be. Obviously, Crockett's kind of been the story of the season. They're in 3A. They've kind of been the tiger that nobody can quite tame, it feels like. So it'll be a tall task for Addie Wilhoit and the Lady Vikings, but as I mentioned in the last game with Gatlinburg Pittman, having home court definitely helps you a ton here in these situations. Get off to a little hot start, get a little bit of the crowd behind you. You never know what can happen. But, yeah, it's a veteran Crockett team that's been here before. I don't think they'll be phased too much by the situation here. So I'll lean Crockett, but, hey, you get off to a hot start. Crowd gets behind you. It's tournament basketball. You never know what can happen there.
Cock County and Northview Academy on the other side of the bracket tonight. That's who they're going to be playing. So it's Crockett, Tennessee High, Cock County, Northview Academy in 3A. Then the final class is the biggest class, of course, is 4A basketball. Sevier County should be a great matchup. Supposedly playing in Scienceville, but again, these two teams are down the road. Sevier County at 26-7. State tournament team a year ago, taking on Morristown East, who's 27-6 for the regional championship. Other side of their bracket is Oak Ridge and Bearden. They play tonight. I believe they'll do that one in Oak Ridge, if I'm not mistaken. So that's either place is going to be a heck of a ball game between Bearden and Oak Ridge. Sevier County, Morristown East. How do you like that one tonight?
Yeah, no, this one should be a fun one. Both teams made a trip up to get the job done on Monday night. Mo East with a tight win against their crosstown rivals in Morristown West there on Monday. Sevier County, I think I've been very impressed just from what I've been able to tell from their defense. Even just in this region tournament, in the quarterfinals they hold Science Hill to 36, and then on Monday night they hold Boone to just 25. A Boone team featuring Andrea Flores, who has posted monster nights just on her own. So I think the Sevier County defense will definitely be the key in this one. If they're able to slow down Morristown East, I think they've got a really good shot to continue just kind of grind their way to a region title potentially.
Everybody plays tonight, but statistics will bear out. You best be winning tonight because when you go on the road in the sectional, statistics show year after year, very tough to win on the road on a Saturday night for the ladies, and so you got to win tonight. And you're going to be playing somewhere Saturday for sure to try and get a chance to punch your ticket to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. But no question, you want to win tonight so you can be at home on Saturday because our odds are in your favor. You can prevail better statistically when you're at home on Saturday for the sectional.
Oh, absolutely. It's not only do you want to just be able to boast a region championship, there's a trophy to be played for tonight, but yeah, home court in a game of that magnitude is so big. It's not often you see somebody go on the road and win in the sectional. Not to say that it can't happen or it's never happened, but you're right. The odds are just so much better in your favor when you don't have to travel, when you're able to stick to a routine, when you don't have to hop on a bus for a couple hours. All of those things can certainly play into some struggles for road teams in sectional games like that.
So the four regional championships tonight, we just went through them, 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A, all beginning at 7 o'clock. Winners will stay at home on Saturday. Losers will travel. And if you win on Saturday, as we said, you punch your ticket to the state tournament in Murfreesboro next week for the ladies. And the guys will play tomorrow night. Then they'll play on Monday, their sectional, because the boys' state tournament is the week after next. So that's how it's set up. And so I think it's a pretty good format, Allie. I got it. Some folks don't like this format, but I think it's a pretty good, you're basically – you got to be hot every night. One bad game and you're out. Sometimes that's not good. Sometimes folks want to do a best of, but I think for the time's sake and just getting everything how they get it and get it structured and bracketed and so on and so forth, I think this format's a pretty good format for the high school basketballers. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely like this format. No, some of it also might just be the familiarity of it, right? For me, this is the only format I've been familiar with high school basketball in the state of Tennessee, but I think it works well. You mentioned the time thing. You certainly don't want the tournament to drag on and on and on, especially considering that this week we've had spring sports already get started across the state of Tennessee. So you certainly don't want to drag yourself deeper into spring than needed, considering how many of these kids are multi-sport athletes, whether it's basketball, baseball, softball, cheerleading, softball. You don't want to drag it on too long to allow these young student athletes to still be able to play their spring sports most of the year. So I definitely think it works fairly well. I think a lot of times we get the teams right a lot of the times with this format. Now, there are definitely some upsets that can happen and all of that, but overall, I think it's a format that works.
Spring sports going on right now. They start up officially on Monday. It would be baseball, softball, track and field, boys soccer, and tennis. So it's it's here, and you're exactly right. They're playing it, and let's see if we can get an update here on the. Let's see. Tennessee leads with 2:45 to go till halftime. The Lady Vols lead Texas A&M 25-19 in the opening round of the SEC tournament. Tennessee at 21-8, the 9th seed. Texas A&M. The 16th seed, Lady Vols by 6 right now, heading in with 2.5 to go till halftime. So they win. They play Vanderbilt tomorrow. And then they also have waiting down the road the number 1 seed, South Carolina. So it's a tough bracket. Lady Vols winning right now by 6 with 2.5 to go till halftime in the opening round of the women's SEC tournament in Greenville, South Carolina. We're here in studio today, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. We appreciate them on People Street. We will be back there tomorrow. Hello, or not tomorrow, but next Wednesday. Hello, Linda Anderson. Hello to Jerry Brooks. Hello to Carl Wilson. So we've taken care of the boys and girls basketball tournament action. Switching gears, go over to the one-time transfer rule. The TSSAA have got it back out on the table, and so they're going to vote on it in April to make that, to see if, in fact, it's going to go through. But they brought it up, they put it back, they brought it up. I keep thinking the more they talk about it, the more they bring it back up on the table, it's going to happen. So what's your take on this one-time transfer rule the TSSAA is strongly considering, obviously, to put into place here in Tennessee?
Yeah, you mentioned it. The more it gets brought up, the more it feels inevitable that it's going to happen. I don't necessarily know if I love it, but given the current state of high school and college athletics, it feels kind of hard to say that it's not going to happen at some point. It may not be this voting session, but it may be next year, but it feels like at some point it's going to happen. And I feel like a lot of this, I'll lump the TSSAA, the NCAA, a lot of these governing bodies when it comes to the transfer rule and all of that, a lot of what we're seeing is kind of been caused by a lack of being proactive and being more reactive in these situations, not necessarily thinking ahead and having a plan in place that, hey, these things might end up falling into place. Let's have a plan in case it does. That's just my personal take on the matter. But it definitely feels like it's starting to continue to gain momentum on the voting side.
I think it's a done deal. I think they keep pushing it and pushing it. So here's the rub. I read it last night. We read it 2 or 3 times, and I said, okay, you can transfer. The wording is, if Tom Taylor wants to transfer from this school to that school for academics, you can do that. So I don't know. I'm in communications, and I'm in a school that doesn't have a radio station, TV station. It's all hypothetical, of course. So I'm going to go over there to that school that does have a better communication program. It's a smokescreen. Because if in reality the football coach says, "Hey, you're a big dog, you're a big dude, you're a great tight end, we want you on the football field," then I can say, "Well, I want to transfer because of communication," which I think it's smokescreen. Most of these transfers will be happening not much because of maybe academics, maybe not a whole lot, but primarily I think they'll be transferring for the real reason that's athletics under the pretenses they're going for academics. So I can see people, unfortunately, not being upfront. Parents say, "Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, we want to go there because they have a great whatever history program, culinary program, whatever." But in reality, they're going because they want to play. They're wanting to switch over to school for a better chance athletically. So I don't think it's totally being upfront. I guess it's being, for lack of a better term, but if you're going to transfer for the right reason, then buck up and say we're going over there to play, a better shot at basketball, softball, whatever. But the wording that I read from the TSSAA, you're going to be able to transfer one time based on academics. Well, if you take the college scenario and the transfer portal, which is kind of what this is a watered down college version of the transfer portal to a point. Do you ever hear anything in college about grade point averages or majors or no? I never hear Joe Schmoes moving from this school to that school because he's got better academics. No, they go for the NIL and they go for the chance to play ball. So that same concept, I feel like, is going to trickle down to high schools. Like, we're going to be transferring. We say it's for academics, but in reality, it's for athletics. And so they've left the door, again, for me, the barn door open for people to kind of be, I don't know if dishonest is the right word, but not totally being upfront because, again, I think most of the transfers will occur based on athletics and not so much on academics because you don't hear a lot of being pushed about academics anymore. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree with you 100% on that. I definitely think that it's hard to have a sort of check and balance to make sure that, yes, this transfer is absolutely for, I want to go to a school that has a radio station, the school doesn't, or, whatever, in that, communications example. But yeah, I'd agree with you there 100% that a lot more of these transfers are for athletic reasons. Now, I'm not going to fault the kid or the parent if they feel like that's what's best. Then hey, go do it. But I feel like there needs to be some sort of transparency in that. Yeah, no, we wanted to have more playing time, so we went to this school, or we feel like that if we go to this school, we'll have a better chance of getting seen by college scouts and whatever. Like, if we feel that way, let's just be upfront about it. I feel like if we're being upfront about it, there's a better chance of fewer hurt feelings, fewer, whatever going on about it. So, if we're saying, hey, we're going for athletics because of, XYZ athletic reason, then all right, let's just be about it.
Yeah, just man up and say this is why we're coming. So, and again, academically, unfortunately, that's not the big deal right now. And then, it's athletics. Then people, and you just brought this up, people say, well, if I go to a bigger school, I get a better chance of being seen. See this little critter right here? It's called a cell phone. I can go to any basketball. I can go to any sporting event right now, anywhere. Any of us can. There's Andrew Smith going up and down the court playing basketball. Andrew, I'm your granddad, whatever, father, whatever you want to call it. All right. Bzzz, video you and turn right around and send it to the school that's interested in you or the school we want you to get interested in. And so it's when people say, well, I got to go to a bigger school to be seen. This is 2025. We got clouds and Instagram and all that stuff going on out there technically that I don't know a whole lot about, but people do. And so it's very easy to get seen now. I mean, back in the old days, 15, 20 years ago, I would agree. But now with the advent of technology, the way we have it, anybody can be seen. And I'm right. You can video anything, anytime, anywhere. You see it all the time on Facebook and send it to a prospective coach and say, hey, take a look at this. What do you think? Or somebody they're recruiting for a college. And so the mindset you got to get to a bigger school to be seen. I just don't buy that anymore. If you're a good player in single A or a good player in 4A, they're going to find you. The word's out. With travel ball and everything else going on and all the different ways you can be seen in summer camps and all these different ways that people can get themselves on the radar for the particular sport they're in, I just don't buy that you have to go to a bigger school to be seen in 2025, but that's just me.
No, I mean, I'd agree with that. I just, obviously I threw that out as an example for why someone might want to transfer. But yeah, obviously way our cell phones and technology is, absolutely you can, be it UNACA, you can be at Knox Central. It doesn't matter. You can post clips and whatever, and put your game tape out there very in a much easier manner than you could, in 2005, 2010,
Sure.
however long ago. We just advanced so much in that yeah, you can absolutely have game tape of yourself up out there. And obviously, if you want to, go do summer camps or whatever, those obviously help you out a ton too, without the need to transfer to a bigger school or anything like that, and that still can get your name out there.
Talking to Andrew Smith, sports writer, John City Press. You're a sports writer. If you want to go to a bigger paper with more bang for your buck, what do? You don't have. They don't have to come to you. You send your stuff to them. So if you send some of your writing clips or however you want to call it, you'll get their attention. And I'm beating a horse here, but the point is, if you're good and if you want to find these people, or these people know about you, they will find you wherever, whether you're sitting in East Tennessee, South Dakota, downtown San Antonio, Texas, wherever, they'll find you if you're good at what you're doing. And so we'll see. Against the one-time transfer rule, TSSAA, they're talking about it. They're going to vote on it again next month. They're going to put it out for a vote and see how it rolls. So they keep putting up the trial balloon, and so it's not going to go away. I'm sure sitting in this seat is going to happen. So we'll see. And it will be the wild, wild west in high school sports, whereby that you can be, you can be in one school 1 year and one school another year, and playing against the team that you played for. And so the scenarios are just really just going on and on and on about what could happen. So we'll see. But that's going to be coming up in April. Halftime, the Lady Vols lead 32-19. Last thing, your Atlanta Braves spring training. You all right with them? Not so good with them? What do you think of so far spring training? Too early to tell? What do you think?
I think things are going okay right now. Other than Sean Murphy cracked ribs, so I'll be out for the first couple weeks of the season. But otherwise, I think things are going fine. I think I've seen a lot of positives out of guys like Austin Riley and Matt Olson in the early going. Jerkson Profar feels like he's going to be a good fit in the lineup. And, I think the pitching will figure itself out. I kind of like what I've seen out of Grant Holmes this spring. He could be a guy that could go for one of those last spots in the rotation while Spencer Strider's out for the first few weeks. So, I think things are going relatively fine, Braves camp, to this point.
I'm hopping around. Let's get you one more before I get you out of here, because you do such a great job. But college football, they're getting ready to redo the rules in college football by guys faking injuries. So they've had a lot of problems slowing down the tempo of the game. So the rules committee is looking at a rules change. They're going to meet and decide on April 16th to put this into place. But here's what's going to happen. For the team, the guy's out there rolling around like he's been shot, and, he jumps up and miraculously he comes out in the next play, he's right back in the game, so on and so forth. We see it happening all the time. Now, let me say, some guys or girls, some guys, this is football only, legitimately get hurt. So I understand that. But some, you can just tell that they're doing exactly what this rule is going to take care of. If the offending team is out of timeouts, here's what's going to happen. Among the proposed changes will be an automatic timeout assessed to the team that has medical personnel on the field. Andrew goes down. He's out there rolling around like he's been shot. Timeout's called. The ball's been spotted by the officials. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Andrew's out there rolling around like he's been shot. His team comes out on the field, and you're going to be assessed a automatic timeout. You lose the timeout, you have to go out and take care of Andrew. If your team is out of timeouts, it'll be assessed a 5-yard delay of game penalty, so you'll go back to the 20-yard line and reset the play. This is going to be voted on April the 16th by the NCAA. Players faking injuries has been a hot-button issue here in the offseason. Offenses that have up-tempo, no-huddle schemes, this is how you can slow them down. A player will flop to the ground well after a play is over to return to the game after a brief period on the sideline. They want to halt all this and cut it all out. What do you think about it?
Honestly, I don't care about the timeouts. Just issue a 5, or if you truly want to make it hurt, 15-yard unsportsmanlike. Because truly, what's happening is it is unsportsmanlike to fake injuries like that. You want to be technical about it, but yardage penalties I think will help a lot. And something else is I think if you go down, you have to miss the rest of the series, regardless of how. If it's a fake injury or a real injury, whatever, If you go down and have to have medical personnel come help you off the field, you're done for the rest of the series, and maybe the next one, that might be a little too harsh if it's a fake one, but it's definitely something that needs to be taken under control. So I'm definitely down with the yardage penalty. It could be even a little harsher, in my opinion, if you want it to be, and make sure that player stays out for the remainder of at least that series, to try and de-incentivize some of that. Because you'll see somebody, like I said, rolling around like they've been shot, and then 2 plays later they're back in the game. So, being able to control that is definitely needed in the game right now.
You got it. Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press. Great job. What games? Are you covering any games tonight, tomorrow night for the regional?
No, I'm not. I'll actually be at the first session of the Big South tournament tomorrow over at Freedom Hall tomorrow morning. I'll be over there tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday I'll probably be at sectional. Depends on where and who wins and all of that. So, yeah, that's my schedule for the next few days. Y'all catch me around.
You got it. Good job, sir. Thank you. As always, we'll talk to you next week, all right?
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan.
Yep. Our buddy Andrew Smith, appreciate him very much. Sports writer for the Johnson City Press here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, appreciate him doing a great job, and he does. Yeah, the Big South tournament starts tonight. In fact, this afternoon, got all 16 teams in town for the Big South, 8 guys and 8 girls teams. And so Johnson City's hopping. There's buses everywhere. Team buses hitting the restaurants, hotels are filling up. It's a $6 to $7 million shot in the arm financially for the Big South tournament here in Johnson City, Metro Tri-Cities, primarily in Johnson City. So when you come to JC, the traffic is even more than it normally is. The restaurants are filling up real quick with all these teams and cheerleader squads and fans in general and the ball team. So it's a big deal. And of course, the tournament's being played at Freedom Hall here in Johnson City, and so it's a big deal. Big South, they bid on it, and Johnson City won it. They got it this year, next year, so everything gets going. Michael Morrell, the young man from Elizabethton coaching UNC Asheville, his Bulldogs will play on Friday night. We'll run down that schedule coming up here in a little while. Coming up next, Mr. Baseball's in the house. Greg Salyer joins us, see what's going on with the Bigs, because it's not that far away from the start of the regular season. Great news for Evan Carter. Played yesterday, went 1 for 3 with a double, his second double of the spring. So Evan, in that crowded outfield, got a chance to play and produced. He had, as we said, 1 for 3 with a double. And so a good day yesterday for Evan Carter, getting back into the literal swing of things in the outfield for the Texas Rangers. Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer, next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors, the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the jeweler's bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I'll let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries, they replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
every day.
Yes. John Holtzclaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is
jewelersbench10.com.
The hours you're open are
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
All right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is?
423-542-5600.
Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jeweler's Bench, proud sponsor of the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're back. We're ready to go. Andrew Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. Readers are winners. Year number 2. We're jacked up to do it again this year.
We're so excited.
Yep, we are excited. And so it's a chance for these kids at Eastside Elementary, Westside Elementary, and Harold McCormick Elementary win some cool prizes for reading. What's going on?
The first 9 weeks, we're going to be giving out those cool water bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Second 9 weeks, t-shirts.
T-shirts with a new design.
Absolutely, new color, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The third 9 weeks, we're going to have a sweet new sticker. We'll get more into that later.
Mm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Whole point is readers are winners. Year number 2 at the 3 elementary schools and Elizabeth City Schools. Thanks to Northeast Community
Stand by.
Credit Union. They're paying for all this to their corporate sponsor, and we love them for doing that. Bottom line is leaders are readers, readers are winners. Year number 2, getting ready to get started up soon, like right now, right away, for all these youngsters, again, at Harold McCormick, Westside and Eastside Elementary. Big thanks to the Northeast Community Credit Union for partnering with us to do Readers Are Winners in Elizabeth and City Schools. And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, buddy. Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Tom. I'm good. How are you?
You like that? You like that fanfare? It's like, da-da-da. I found some music, by the way, so we get back together next week in person. I hope to have it ready to go. So, Mr. Baseball. So, you may...
Awesome.
Yeah, well, you don't know what the music is yet, so you have to wait and see, because it may not be really what you want, but that's okay. So...
Oh my!
Oh,
okay,
yes.
I can only imagine.
Oh yes, I've kind of pulled out the stops of that one. So, is your mother watching today?
She is not watching live, but she'll catch us later. She is out having lunch with my granddaughter today. So
there you go. Being grandma.
Yeah, she'll have to watch us a little later.
That's all right. That's okay. So. We appreciate all the folks here watching the show. They're bouncing up left and right. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back. We talked about this last week. Pete Rose, President Trump's involved now. So he's going to pardon him for his federal tax misgivings, or not givings, if you will. So, but now Rob Manfred has said that he's gotten a petition from the Rose family. He may put Pete Rose in to the Hall of Fame. And I just read a story this morning where Pete said, "You wait and see. They'll put me in after I die." So. I think it's a sad story. So what's the latest? What are you hearing, and what do you think about all this?
Yeah, so, to be honest, I don't know what to think. So I'm not surprised, Pete did say that. I heard him say that. I saw the video of that, of him saying, yeah, as soon as I die, they'll put me in. And of course, Rob Manfred, all he can do is actually say he's eligible. He can't be the one to put him in. Somebody else at one of the other committees, or they'll have to put him on the ballot, which he's never been on the ballot. So he still has 10 years of eligibility on the ballot. He doesn't have to go before one of the smaller committees to do that. I would really be interested to see how he would do on the ballot with the Baseball Writers of America, to see if he did get enough votes to get in. But that would probably be what would happen. Manfred would just make him eligible, because the Hall of Fame has said that they will not allow a player who is deemed ineligible by Major League Baseball to be on the ballot to be elected to the Hall of Fame. So Manfred would just say, okay, he's eligible, stick him on the ballot, let's see what happens. And I would think that's the process they would go through if that happens. They would put him on the ballot and let the writers decide. And, it'll be really interesting to find out how those guys would vote.
What do you think? Do you think they'll let him in? Do you think they'll go soft and be sympathetic since he's gone? He does not get a chance to enjoy this, obviously. He's gone, so
right.
The only ones can enjoy it will be his family. So,
yeah.
So does it really matter? I mean, I guess it does to the Rose family, but, number one, will the baseball writers be forgiving and put him in there? And if you do that, then you start saying, okay, what about Sosa, McGuire? Those guys messed up too. They've been banned from the Hall of Fame. So then you kind of open up the barn door, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of do. Which, I mean, they've not been banned; they've just been not voted in. So that's a little bit of a different story. But I'll be honest. I have more of a problem with those guys than I do with Pete Rose, to be honest, because Pete did bet on baseball, big time. No, that's rule number one. You do not do something like that. He knew it. He did it. and you know, he got a lifetime suspension. Now that lifetime is over. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to make him eligible? I mean, some people just say, okay, it says lifetime suspension. He's no longer living. That means he should be made eligible. I don't know. I'm really anxious to see how all this is going to play out. Because I'll just be honest, I have mixed feelings about it. You know, as a player, definitely, he should be one of the highest vote getters. You know, but there's some credibility issues as well. I think that you know, you have to look at that and just say, okay, you know, was he one of the best ambassadors for baseball? Well, there was a time period where he probably was. There was a time period where he probably wasn't as well. And you know, I struggle with it. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you.
Well, to me, to a point, it's a slap in his face because Manfred says, okay, the guy's gone now. He died in September, December. Rob Manfred says, okay, I'll sit and talk to the Rose family. I'll read the petition. You know what? I may consider now. It's like, you know, so to me, it's a kind of a slap in the face to Pete Rose and his family. But, you know, I see both sides. I'm like you. I'm not real sure. Because if you open the door for one, then everybody else can argue that point and rationalize why they should be in too. So, but he's gone, and so the one who would enjoy it the most and deserves to enjoy it the most won't because he's gone. His family will, but so anyway, President Trump, again, a full pardon of his federal tax problems that he did, and he did do them by his own admission. He's going to pardon those, but that has nothing to do with getting in the Hall of Fame. And as you said, Rob Manfred can open the door and say, yes, he can be eligible for the Hall of Fame, but the actual getting into the Hall comes from the sports writers, as you said. So we'll see. That's what's going on there. You look at the Mets pitching staff. New York Mets, they lose another one. This guy leaves. You lose your two pitchers to injuries, and Jose Quintana leaves to go to the Brewers. So the Mets are, you know, all of a sudden that frontline pitching looked pretty good 2 or 3 weeks ago. Pretty much a skeleton of what it was. They're kind of in trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, they kind of are, you know, which, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't sure that, I didn't really think Jose Quintana was going to come back to the Mets anyway. I thought he was, now, if they made him a better offer, sure, he would have, but I really didn't think they were in a position to do that until Sean Manaea got hurt, and then I thought, okay, maybe they will. That's a boost to the Brewers, I got to say. You know, they got him for what, like $4-point-something million, I think it was. You know, for 1 year. He's 36 years old. He's got the experience, you know, he's still proven that he's a good pitcher. I mean, he's not had that much of a fall off over the last couple of years. So, you know, I look forward to seeing what he can do with the Brewers. But yeah, I kind of thought that maybe the Mets would reach out again after the Manaea injury, but you know, maybe they didn't. Maybe they just decided to move on. But the Mets are still probably going to be trying to do something, and it's probably going to be more of a trade or something at this point than any type of free agent signing. I just don't see that there's anybody out there that they're going to want to go after really hard to improve that pitching staff.
The Mets lead the major leagues in spending for the third straight season in 2024. Went over $1.3 billion in payroll and luxury taxes. Don't have much to show for it. And so your top three, let's go top five spending teams: Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, Phillies, and Astros in that order. So they're spending some money out there, those five teams, at least they did in 2024. So, you know, you look at the Yankees, they're the second spinningest team, if that's the right English, and they're banged up. They got several guys on the shelf right now. Tell us about the Yankees.
They do. So Giancarlo Stanton, I think, is the big one that you know that would worry me if I was in the Yankee situation, because they're going to need his bat for sure. I mean, you know, they lost Soto, which you know that we made the comment and said, okay, so they've lost Soto, a lot of production, but you know, if with Judge and Giancarlo Stanton still both there, I mean that's still a pretty solid duo, but now with Giancarlo Stanton going to be delayed for probably at least a month, maybe 6 weeks, maybe even longer. He's it sounds like it's both elbows that he's having problems with. You know, the Yankees are hurting, and then to lose Heel too. You know, last year's Rookie of the Year winner, to have him go down to an injury as well, that's tough for that pitching staff. So yeah, I'm not concerned because the Yankees are still the Yankees. They can open up the checkbook if they want to and do something big. I'm just not sure that that's really what they want to do at this time. So I don't know. We'll see how they deal with that. But they're going to have to probably come up and make some kind of deal, whether it be a signing, which I don't know. At this point in time, it's hard to go out and make a signing because most of the guys that can really make a huge impact, they're gone. They've already signed somewhere else. So it's probably going to come down to a trade, and we'll see what the Yankees are able to do with the trade.
LeMahieu's also on the shelf right now too, so that's a position player and a stick that's not out there right now as well.
Right, and I think they were kind of thinking that he was going to be their opening day third baseman. So I think that is a concern for them as well. Yeah, and which I think is interesting. They're going to put him at third base because he's a Gold Glove winning second baseman, and but that's been several years ago, and he's played more first base and third base since then. They've got Jazz Chisholm Jr. and second base is probably more his natural position, even though he has been a third baseman. So, it's interesting. Every team has these issues that come up every year in spring training. Some of them more difficult than others, but the Yankees definitely they're having some serious injury issues that they're going to have to deal with, and they'll figure something out. It may not be what they completely would want to do, but they'll put a team on the field, whether it's the team they really want there or not. They're gonna have somebody out there on every day playing those positions, and look for them to. I almost hate to say it, but Nolan Arenado. I mean, it's almost like you say, okay, that may just be a natural fit now if they can come up with somebody that the Cardinals will be willing to take for him. They're going to take on a lot of payroll, but who knows? They're the Yankees. They're known for doing that.
We're talking to Greg Sire, Mr. Baseball. We're in studio again here, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. We'll be back there next Wednesday ready to go, but today and for the rest of the week, we're going to ride it out here in the inside the studio, the Tom Doe Sports Show studio, where it all started 10 years ago. So you look at the baseball, you got bumps and bruises and grinds right now, spring training, trying to work out the kinks. Evan Carter played yesterday, went 1 for 3 with a double, his second two-bagger of the season. So it's good to see Evan coming back. Talked to his brother earlier in the week, said he feels really good, and so he's trying to work out this back problem that sidelined him for a big part of last year. It's a crowded outfield in the Rangers right now, but Evan played yesterday, went 1 for 3 with his second double spring training. So that's that would be positivity, I would think, in Bruce Bochy's eyes, the manager, that the youngster, the kid, if you will, went out there and got him a two-bagger the second time this season.
Yeah, so that was big. I'm glad to see that, and I like to think that we can just go ahead and pencil him in left field for the Rangers opening day, and hopefully 161 games after that this year, and see what he can do. I'm anxious for a good season for Evan Carter this year.
Atlanta Braves lose their catcher. Is that a big blow to the Braves?
So yeah, that is. He's a guy that so he's had put up good power numbers for him. He was a big pickup when they went out and got him. I believe from the A's is where he came from, and so yeah, it's like a cracked rib, I believe, is what the injury is. But that's going to be a serious blow, I think. Because the one thing that I think is going to dictate more than anything is the issue of the communication with the catcher and the pitchers. That's huge. Those guys have to be on the same page all the time. And he's been the number one guy for spring training so far, and now all of a sudden he's on the shelf, and somebody else is going to have to step into that role. And it'll happen, but but I think that when you lose your catcher, that's a big blow anyway. Who knows? I haven't heard how long he's going to be out, but it sounds like it might be an extended period of time.
Rafael Devers of the Red Sox was ready to go yesterday, make his spring training debut. Said, no, I'm not ready yet. So Alex Cora set him again, said, didn't know when he'll play, but he said may not be until this weekend. But so that was all the hubbub we talked about last week, him and Bregman. So Devers is, there you go. I'm not going to play. I'm going to play where I want to play. Now he's not ready to play. So, I automatically think, okay, is he just being a whiny box? Is he really hurt? Is he holding out? Or, what's going on? Is he making a statement? Is the guy legit? And so, it's interesting with Rafael Devers. What do you think?
Yeah, we don't know, because we were pretty hard on him before, and I think rightly so. He came out and this is what he said. He said, they told me when I signed the contract I'm going to be the third baseman. That's the only place I want to play. It's the only place I'm going to play. And let's face it, he's a great offensive player, and he has proven to be a decent third baseman for the Red Sox, but he's not the best third baseman on the team right now. And, it comes a point where you have to say, okay, what is best for my team? Is it best that I stay at third base and Alex Bregman moves to second base? Is it best for Alex Bregman to play third base and maybe I switch to first base or designated hitter? I have a feeling we'll see him in that DH role quite a bit. I just think that's probably what we'll see. But, he says he's going to be the third baseman, and now, he says, I'm not ready yet. I don't know when I'm going to be ready. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next day. I don't know. You want to have the best intentions. You want to have the best hopes for the guy, but I don't know. It just sounds a little suspicious to me. I don't know. He's not a guy that, he can hit like anybody. He's almost as good a hitter as anybody in the league, but I don't know. I don't think I'd want him on the team, just to be honest. I think I'd try a heartbeat.
Devers hit at 272, 28 homers and 83 RBIs last year, despite complaining. That sounds a surprise. Complaining of soreness in both of his shoulders all season long. So anyway, he is not ready to go after making a big hubbub. Because he didn't want to move positions when Alex Bregman came on. Bregman said, I'll play where you're going to play. I just want to play for the Red Sox, which is the right attitude. Devers' attitude, in my opinion, is not the right attitude. And now he's decided he's not ready to start, make his spring training debut. They've been in camp, a couple of weeks? He still hasn't played yet. So, now's the time these guys are starting to get fine-tuned, get ready to go, aren't they?
They are, yeah. We're going to start seeing the starters playing a little longer into the games now, and and the fact that he's not even playing, that makes me think, okay. You talk a lot about you're going to be the third baseman. Let's have you show up and be the third baseman, and maybe he does have legitimate injury. We don't know. We don't know that situation. But I don't know. The attitude just doesn't sound right to me. It concerns me.
No, I'm right there with you. Jose Altuve. Hang on a second. When you call up on a live show, can't go anywhere but hit the pause button. Sorry about that. Jose Altuve, Houston Astros. They put him in the outfield, experimenting out there. I think it's doing okay so far. What do you think? We'll move from the infield to the outfield. He's a little guy. It's like 5'5", 5'6", but he covers a lot of ground. What do you think about the Astros experimenting with Altuve in the outfield?
Yeah, I think that's so interesting. The fact that they're doing that, because he's been a perennial all-star at second base for all these years. But maybe moving into left field will be a good move for him. If he can show that he can field the position out there, which I have no doubt that he can. This guy has proven he's a great major league player. He's probably destined for the Hall of Fame at some time in his career after he retires. But I'm anxious to see how this works. Last year the Pirates moved O'Neill Cruz from shortstop to center field, and I think that was a pretty good success for them, and he's going to be their opening day center fielder this year. I'm anxious to see him in center field for an entire season and see how that plays out for the Pirates. And I think the same kind of thing is what maybe they're thinking of with Altuve in the outfield. It may be a thing that, it actually gets some other guys playing if they weren't playing. It's kind of like when Pete Rose, in 1975, moved from left field to third base, and they stuck George Foster in as an everyday player in left field for the Reds. And then they became the Big Red Machine team that we all know of now as one of the greatest teams in history. But, before, George Foster was sitting on the bench, and Vukovic was playing third base, and Rose was in the outfield, and Vukovic couldn't hit his weight. And so they were like, "Hey, Pete, would you like to move to third base?" He said, "I'll do whatever you want me to do." And he did that. And the rest is history, because they won the next 2 World Series after that happened. So it's interesting when a guy is willing to change positions. Mookie Betts has shown that he can do it. He's gone from right field to second base and out to shortstop, and something we wouldn't have seen a whole lot of years ago, but it's something that we see more and more of now, because guys can be more valuable to their team if they can play more positions.
3 more upsets in college basketball, including the number 1 team. Auburn went down last night. We'll talk about it coming up next year on the show. The third quarter, Lady Vols lead by 18 over Texas A&M in the opening round of the SEC tournament. Tennessee 46-28 with less than 4 to go in the third quarter. They play 4-10s, of course, in women's college basketball. So it's the third quarter. Guys play 2 20s, as you know. So third quarter, Lady Vols up 18, 46-28 over the Texas A&M Lady Aggies in the opening round of the SEC tournament. Tennessee, the 9th seed. Texas A&M, the 16th seed. The winner gets Vanderbilt up next tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Major League Baseball, here we go. Who's playing where today? Again, does it matter? I know the Cubs having a good start. Let's see, Tampa Bay at Boston, Cardinals in Houston, Baltimore, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Detroit, Toronto and the Pirates, Washington, Miami, Texas playing Cincinnati, so Evan Carter plays against the Reds today. Milwaukee and the White Sox, the Dodgers and the Angels, Colorado and San Diego, the White Sox and Milwaukee, San Francisco playing Arizona today, and Seattle and Kansas City. So, again, we talked about this last week. Teams are doing well or not doing well in spring training record-wise. Do we get excited if we are? Do we get bummed out if we're not? Or we're just getting everybody ready to start the season?
Yeah, not right now. You don't worry about it too much. I mean, you're just trying to get the team ready to go for the season when the games really matter. Now, because I mean, let's face it. You look at some of the records for some of these teams. The Cubs are 9-2, the Rockies are 9-3, the Dodgers are 7-6. When the season starts, those teams probably aren't going to start off like that. Now you got other teams that might be a little bit more indicative of where they're going to be. The White Sox are 2-8. That may be how they start the season. We don't know. But right now, if your team's playing somewhere around 500, you're happy, and you just want to get these guys ready to start the season. And when the season starts, the games really count. That's when you really want to crank it up a notch. And when we get closer to the opening of the baseball season, when we start seeing the guys that are actually going to be on the team playing the whole game, that's when you really care, because, I mean, let's face it, the Reds had a game the other day that everybody thought they had locked up, and they had some pitchers that they wanted to see pitch. They brought them in. They gave up enough runs to lose the game. Those guys probably aren't going to be on the team. They're going to be somewhere in the minor leagues, or they're going to be released. And every team's got something like that going on now that'll cost them a game here and there. And so right now you don't care about the standings in the Grapefruit League or the Cactus League. All you really care about is getting your guys ready. But when it gets down to the last week of spring training, yeah, you want to win those games because that's when your starters are playing.
Great report. What do you want to leave us with this afternoon, my friend?
So I got 2 things I want to talk to you about. First, Royce Lewis. Have you heard about Royce Lewis and his autograph habit at spring training and what he's doing with his autograph? Have you heard about that?
No, tell me about it. That sounds cool.
Okay, so here's what he's doing. And I think this is one of the coolest things ever. So when a kid comes to him and asks him for his autograph, he signs the autograph, and then he takes off his hat and has the kid sign his hat.
Really?
So he's asking the kids that he signed an autograph for to give him their autograph. And he's wearing a hat that's just covered with these little kids' names, all over it. He gives them a Sharpie and has them sign his hat. And they said when he fills up one hat, he'll just go to another one. And it sounds like he's going to continue to do that. When he signs an autograph for a kid, he's going to say, hey, can I have your autograph, and have them sign his hat for him. And it looks really cool, I think, because there he is playing, with his hat with kids' names all over his hat while he's playing in spring training. I don't know if they let him do that when the season's going on, but spring training, I think it's great. And, that's something those kids will never forget the rest of their lives.
Oh, no, absolutely not. So he's getting their autograph while they're getting his autograph. It's tit for tat. It's really cool. And so his name is Royce Lewis, is that right?
Royce Lewis, third baseman for the Minnesota Twins. I love the guy. I think he's great. And I hope he has a great season this year as well.
Yeah, I do too. That's cool. That's a great ambassador for the kids and for the game. What's your other item, sir?
So I do have a question for you. I've got a problem that you're going to have to help me with.
You've never done this in 10 years. You've never asked me to help you out in 10 years. All right, go ahead. I'm ready.
So I have a pie in my refrigerator that I need to know what I need to do with.
Oh, we need to meet up somewhere is what we need to do. So I'll have my peeps call your peeps. So,
okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's all you need to say. There's a pie with my name on it. We will make contact in the next 24 hours to get that pie. You better believe it.
Sounds good. It is in my refrigerator.
Already getting ready to get after it. The Cheerio Cream Deluxe, isn't that what it is?
Cheerio Cream Pie, yes, sir. That's it.
Yes.
It's ready.
And all God's people said, amen. Yes, I'm going
to
eat like a hog at a trough. That's good stuff. Yes. We will make contact. I'll meet you somewhere, and we'll get that Cheerio Cream Deluxe coming my way into my fridge, into my belly. So thank you, Ev. You're awesome. She's watching. She'll watch it tonight. So, Tom, you're so goofy, but thank you, Ev. It's awesome, sweet, nice. All right. We'll see you in person next Wednesday back at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Have a good week. We'll talk to you then, sir. All right.
All right. Thanks, Tom. See you.
Great job again, our buddy Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, talking to us with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll jump in and take a look at college basketball. The tournaments are up and running. Got 4 more tournaments starting today, including the Big South tournament starting here in the Tri-Cities in Johnson City at Freedom Hall. Again, as we said, traffic even more enhanced in Johnson City, one of the growingest, that's right, English, one of the fastest growing cities in Tennessee is Johnson City in the Tri-Cities. And so more folks here. Again, all these teams are in town for the tournament that starts tonight, the Big South tournament for the guys and girls. And so if you're coming to Johnson City, restaurants, it's going to be happening place all the way through Sunday because of all the fans coming in from all the different teams. And so all the men's and women's teams are in town. We'll run down that for you coming up. Who is exactly here? We know that Michael Morrell, the Elizabethton native, is the head coach of the very successful UNC Asheville Bulldogs. They're in the tournament. So we'll run that down for you, who's playing and what teams are here. But it's a busy time in Johnson City. Hotels are filled up. The restaurants are hopping because all these teams and their fan bases, the cheerleading groups and the basketball teams and the mamas and the daddies and so on and so forth are all in town for the tournament. Johnson City bid on it and got it, took it away from Charlotte, which is awesome, for the next 2 years, this year, next year. So the Big South starts up, as we said, at Freedom Hall in Johnson City tonight. The other tournaments and other leagues are starting their tournaments, and so we'll go down through all that, and then also just talk about the top 25 last night. 3 upsets, including top-ranked Auburn went down. So we'll do all that coming up next. Show number 22. What are we, 2243 on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Right after this, from one of our great sponsors, Double C Western Store. Double C Western Supply on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And again, with Double C Western Supply, a lot of Western stores out there. What do you feel like separates Double C from all the other competition?
I feel like there's a lot of things that separate us. Our customer service. I feel like we help our customers very well. I feel like we're very friendly, and at least we try to be. We strive to be a friendly, family-based business. I also feel like our prices are very good. I feel like we try to keep our prices and our merchandise to a point that the whole family can shop here. And I mean, some things do have to be a little more expensive just because of the nature, but I feel like we try to keep our prices down low enough. And just we're always just striving to get the next newest merchandise, the best merchandise that we can for them, and just we just try our best to do the best we can all the time. So I feel like, mainly that our customer service and our prices kind of differentiate us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Double C Western Supply on Railroad Street in Elizabeth. And again, social media, they're there, and also
Yep.
the website, doublecwestern.com. So, proud sponsor of the show, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Miss Diane and the great folks at Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth. And be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy. Amazon doesn't sponsor your ball teams, but Double C Western Supply does.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Matayo.
And this is Elsa.
And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you gonna eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Again, thanks to Greg checking in with us as always, Mr. Baseball. So, the Big South Tournament does start today. It'll start at 5 o'clock. The ladies will play. Presbyterian UNC Asheville plays at 5. Gardner-Webb USC Upstate plays at 7:30 tonight. It's a basketball doubleheader, the Big South Conference Tournament, again in Johnson City at Freedom Hall. Tomorrow, you have High Point, Charleston Southern, Winthrop, Longwood, and Radford all in. And so those are the teams. So it's Presbyterian, UNC Asheville, Gardner-Webb, USC or University of South Carolina Upstate, High Point, Charleston Southern, Winthrop, Longwood, Radford, and UNC Asheville. I guess I got them all. And so they start today, the ladies today, and the ladies tomorrow. The guys start on Friday, including UNC Asheville. Michael Morrell play Charleston Southern at 6 o'clock on Friday night at Freedom Hall, Johnson City. So the Big South Tournament's here. Traffic is busy. Hotels are busy. Restaurants are busy. So, and they're putting about $6 to $7 million worth of revenue into the coffers of the city of Johnson City with this tournament coming to town. They got it this year and next year with an option year coming up on 2027, I guess it would be. Tomorrow, I think this is really cool, the 4th annual Big South High School Education Day presented by Food City, our great sponsor, will be going on tomorrow from 9 to 1. Kids from Johnson City School System and outlying surrounding districts will be going to Freedom Hall to meet folks from all these different schools, the member institutions of the Big South. 9 schools, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, will have tables there talking about their particular school. It's kind of like a college fair of sorts, and then the kids get a chance to stay and watch the games at 11:30 tomorrow. So all Education Day participants will be permitted to attend any games, the women's quarterfinal session tomorrow with their tickets. They can stay and watch the game, which is really cool. So it's the High School Education Day. All these schools, as we said, will be in and around Freedom Hall for the high school sophomores, juniors, and seniors from Johnson City and surrounding school districts, as well as interested transfer students from community colleges will get a chance to meet these folks and learn about their schools and get information. And never know, may end up being a student or a student athlete at these schools, which I thought was really cool. It's a High School Education Day tomorrow, brought to you by Food City here, again with the Big South Tournament. Last night, top 25, we told you, sitting here on the show, it could be a trap game, could be tough, and it was. Number 1 Auburn, Bruce Pearl's team goes to College Station, gets beat last night. They got beat by 11. It wasn't exactly a fluke. It was a smackdown. 83-72, lost by 11. Also last night, 10th-ranked Iowa State in double overtime loses by 3 to 23rd-ranked BYU, 88-85. 25th-ranked Mississippi State loses in overtime by 5 to the Texas Longhorns. Playing and winning last night, 18th-ranked Purdue, 100-71 win over Rutgers. 16th-ranked Memphis had a 5-point win over Texas San Antonio. Kentucky blows out LSU. They got problems in Baton Rouge. They got beat by 31. Kentucky got them. 19th-ranked Wildcats played and looked very good last night against LSU. And 24th-ranked Arizona beat their cross-state rival Arizona State by 13 last night in men's top 25 college basketball. Now tonight we got 2 big matchups going on involving top 25. In Alabama at Tuscaloosa, the Crimson Tide coming off that heartbreaking loss to Tennessee with Meshack on Saturday, back home to host fifth-ranked Florida tonight. That's going to be a dandy. Number 5, Florida, and number 7, Alabama tonight. 13th-ranked Maryland will be in Michigan to battle the Wolverines, who are 17th in the country tonight. Other men's top 25, 11th-ranked Clemson will be at Boston College. 9th-ranked Texas Tech, the Red Raiders hosting Colorado. 15th-ranked Missouri will be at Oklahoma. 12th-ranked Wisconsin plays at Minnesota. 20th ranked Marquette will be at UConn. 14th ranked Louisville hosting California. And a game of interest, of course, around here, 4th ranked Tennessee, the Volunteers and Ole Miss for a 9 o'clock tip-off tonight against the Rebels down in Oxford, Mississippi. So that's going to be a big ball game there for Tennessee, and they'll play their final regular season game on Saturday back home against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Tom Taylor Sports Show in studio today, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City on People Street, where, as I told you earlier in the show, you can get those bags of ice. I know a lot of folks are always looking for ice. You get the same ice, those little pellet-sized ice cubes that you get, the pellet ice that you get when you get your drink at the restaurants. You can get the same bag of ice for less than $2, a little over $2, I should say. Anytime, all the time, just go through the drive-thru, walk in and say, we need a bag or bags of ice, and they'll fix you right up at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Conference tournament action began in the Horizon League, the Patriot League, and the Sun Belt Conference yesterday, as the first automatic bid of the postseason will be handed out on Saturday when the Ohio Valley Conference will wrap up their tournament. So we're getting close to March Madness. It ain't that far away. It's going to be crazy this year, no question. Among those in the Horizon League action, coming up yesterday were number 6 seed Oklahoma, number 6 seed Oakland, and number 11 seed Green Bay. So it was a win yesterday for Oakland, and so outcome ended Green Bay's season 4-28, having troubles there. They may be making a coaching change at Green Bay. 4 more conference tournaments start today as you get going with the Big South, as we told you, the NEC, the Ohio Valley Conference, and the Summit League all getting in on the action. So that's what's happening today as you have the Big South, first round, second round of the Sun Belt, first round of the Northeast Conference Tournament, first round of the Ohio Valley Conference, and the first round of the Summit League. And that'll be coming up again starting today. And we'll tell you how those go tomorrow on the show here in the studio tomorrow. So the ASUN continues to play. The Big South, we told you, the Horizon League, we've told you those guys are going. So when do the big boys play? ACC starts in Charlotte on the 11th. You have the Big Ten starting on the 12th in Indianapolis. The Southeastern Conference is going to be a barn burner, to say the least, in Nashville starting on the 12th. The Southern Conference, involving East Tennessee State, will start this week, and in fact, they start on the 7th in Asheville, North Carolina again this year. So those are some of the big boy conferences. In the Big 12, they will play in Kansas City March the 11th to the 15th. So it's here. It's right around the corner. SEC wrapping up regular season plays. We told you Tennessee plays at Ole Miss tonight. Then the Volunteers, Rick Barnes, will come back home and battle South Carolina on Saturday for the regular season finale. So Junior says, I think the SEC tournament won't be won by a favorite. I don't either. I think you'll see an upset, a surprise Cinderella team catch fire and run through the SEC tournament. Will it be Tennessee? I don't know. Everybody keeps asking me, do you think they can win the national championship? I don't. I don't think they got the horses. I think they can go deep. They live and die with a 3. If they can get hot and consistently shoot the 3, which they've not done this year. They've had games where you've watched where they couldn't throw it in the ocean, in particular the 2 games against Kentucky. Their defense had something to do with it, but Tennessee just didn't make the shots. So if you live by the 3 and die by the 3, which we're seeing more and more of, I've watched that several times this year in the basketball and the high school level. When you're jacking those 3s that go in, it's good. When they ain't going in and you're not getting any offensive rebounds, it ain't good. So Tennessee has the potential, in my opinion, to go deep. But again, it's one game. You just have one bad shooting game and you're out. So you got to have more than that. We'll see. I think they can make a run. Can they play for the national championship? I don't think so. I think they can get to the Sweet 16, maybe to the Final 8, maybe. So, but you got to look at Auburn, and of course Duke, and you look at Florida, you look at Houston. There's a bunch of them out there. So, but anyway, the SEC tournament starts next week, and you talk about a heck of a tournament. Putting all those teams in one place and just turn them loose and let them battle it out. Lady Vols up big. They will win tomorrow. If they win, they will go on, I should say, and play Vanderbilt tomorrow at 11 o'clock in round 2 of the SEC tournament, which is going on right now as we speak down in Greenville, South Carolina. The Lady Vols are up big. We'll get another score update here in just a second. Tennessee will play tonight at 9 o'clock, then come back and play at 2 o'clock on Saturday. And they will take on the South Carolina Gamecocks in the regular season finale at the Food City Center on Saturday, playing at Ole Miss tonight. The other games today involving the SEC women, Georgia and Arkansas will play at 1:30. Mississippi State's Lady Bulldogs and Missouri at 6. Then Auburn's Lady Tigers and Florida's Lady Gators will play at 8:30 tonight. So a 4-game slate today for the SEC women's tournament in Greenville, South Carolina. Tennessee winning big right now. They're playing that opening game. They can hang on to win. They'll play Vanderbilt tomorrow at 11 o'clock. 8th-ranked Lady Commodores will be the next round opponent. So Tennessee, to get to the championship of the SEC, has to play 1, 2, 3. They got to win 5 games to win the SEC championship. That's pretty daunting, really. You're coming out of round 1, then you get round 2, then you go to the quarterfinals. You would play South Carolina. Then you get into the semifinals, which you don't know who you're playing, but then you come back and play for the SEC championship on Sunday at 3 o'clock. So the top 5 seeded teams in the SEC women's tournament: South Carolina, Texas, LSU, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. So that's what you've got. The Lady Vols, again, big. We'll check it here one more time before we get out of here in just a few minutes. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and when we do, we are going to take a look at the high school basketball one more time. What happened last night and what's going on tonight in the regional championship for the ladies across Northeast Tennessee and across the great state of Tennessee in general. We'll do that right after this from Brumma Sports. You're watching show number 2243 of the Tom Douglas Sports Show in studio today, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City.
Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit T-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton.
My name is Michael Vance, Vice President of Advanced Heat Pump Systems. Advanced Heat Pump Systems has been open and providing service for over 35 years. The services we provide are installation and service of home heating and cooling systems. Our company's goal is to provide quality service for our customers. The reason you should hire Advanced Heat Pump Systems is because we offer a dependable, quality, trained technician to service your heating and air conditioning.
I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best.
And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. I don't know if you watched his speech last night or not. It was I thought it was very moving. And so I was, I'm not going to get into politics here on the show, but it was very inspiring to me as an American to watch that, what all we're doing and the progress we're making to do what we need to do, continue to be the greatest country in the world. Disappointed the folks that didn't cheer. He had several human interest stories, I guess, for lack of a better term. He had a little guy, BJ or DJ, a little 13-year-old guy's got brain cancer. He had a little police uniform on. He always wanted to be a policeman, so he was dressed up in the gallery. And, of course, it was all, he knew that he was going to call on him. And so he stood him up. And then he also, President Trump had the head of the Secret Service make him a official Secret Service guy. His little eyes got big at saucers. Then you had a young man who was wanting to go to West Point. I can't remember all the particulars, but he was told by the president, your application's been accepted, you're going to go to the West Point Academy. You had Laken Riley's parents, who was a young lady who was jogging, was murdered by an illegal immigrant or illegal resident. down in Georgia and had her stand up. And so all these went on. And so there was some folks down, the lawmakers sitting down in front of the president that just sat there and didn't make. And I'm thinking, well, you like Trump or not? Why would you not be excited about those kind of things and those kind of stories that are human interest? But there's no applause from them. They just sat there. And I was disappointed in that. So, whether you're Democrat or Republican, we're still all Americans. And, there's people across the ocean that don't want us to be successful. So we need to circle the wagons and, pull one for another, because it's us against them. I don't care what anybody says, it just is. And so we need to do that, and they did not do that last night. I was disappointed, but, it is what it is. But anyway, I thought his speech was very inspiring and, gave us kind of a report, a checkup of what's going on, and they're getting it done, and so I appreciate him. But, again, it was a cool thing, and what he said in his inauguration speech, I play that all the time. Impossible is what we do best here in America. It's awesome, and I think it's a great, kind of a great mantra for us to go by. The impossible is what we do best. So there you go. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are here live in studio again tomorrow, Higher Education Day, brought to you by Food City. I think that's really cool, the Big South Conference Tournament. We're going to bring all those kids in tomorrow and let them visit with all the different institutions of the Big South Conference and shake hands, get information, and hopefully someday be students at the bare minimum, hopefully student athletes as well, for these particular institutions coming to town, as that's being put on by the good folks at Food City. And it's, I had it right here, what's it called? It is Higher Education Day, is that right? High Education? Yeah, High School Education Day, there it is. 4th annual, really cool thing. We salute Food City for doing that, that's neat. So they're going to have representatives from each of the conference schools from North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia there to talk to the kids, pass on information to the students from Johnson City schools and surrounding districts, as well as interested transfer students from community colleges. That's cool. So High School Education Day tomorrow from 9 to 1 at Freedom Hall, brought to you by Food City with the members of the Big South Conference in town this week for the Big South Conference Tournament that starts tonight at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. All right, basketball last night. Who won? North Greene and Single A defeated Hancock County. It'll be North Greene and Cosby tomorrow. Cosby beat Unaka. The other side of the bracket's Oliver Springs and Harriman for the sectional. Again, here's how it goes. You win tomorrow night for the guys. You're going to play Monday for sure. If you win tomorrow night, you'll be at home on Monday in the sectional. If you win that one, you go to the state tournament week after next for the boys. So it's North Greene and Cosby tomorrow night at Westridge High School. The other side of the bracket will be Oliver Springs and Harriman. They're playing them at Wartburg Central. That's in Single A. In 2A tomorrow night, Austin East and Alcoa. Alcoa, the defending state champ, will play Austin East tomorrow night. Austin East defeating South Greene by 6. Alcoa blew out Eagleton by a 75-49 score. Those two teams will play tomorrow night for the regional championship. The other side of the bracket is Kingston and Chattanooga-Tyner. In 3A basketball, coming up tomorrow night will be Unicoi County and Greenville. Unicoi County upsetting the Crockett Pioneers 73-70 last night. Greenville with a 13-point win behind Trey Thompson's 34 points. The junior became the all-time leading scorer for Greenville basketball. A 13-point win over Tennessee High on their home floor, beat them by a 74-61 score. So Unicoi County and Greenville play tomorrow night. The other side of the bracket is the defending state champ Fulton and Knox Carter. So obviously, if you're Unicoi and Greenville, you want to win tomorrow night, so you don't have to go to Fulton and play them if they win tomorrow night, beating Carter as the defending state champ. So you want to be at home on Monday for these guys playing for the sectional right to get to the state tournament. And also last night, Science Hill knocks off their arch rival, Dobbins Bennett, by 12, 55-43. On the other side, Sevier County beat Morristown West by 13. So Science Hill hosts Sevier County tomorrow night in the boys' action. Other side of the bracket is Maryville, state tournament team a year ago, and Oak Ridge. They'll play tomorrow night. So that's your 4A. Science Hill, Sevier County, Oak Ridge, and Maryville in those games. And those will be played tomorrow night. Now, tonight, we'll wrap it up and tell you what's going on tonight. It's going to be an exciting night of high school basketball around the area. We'll start with 1A. Unaka, the Lady Rangers, are 23-8. They'll take on a state tournament team from a year ago, North Greene. The Lady Huskies at 29-4 at Westridge High School tonight. On the other side of the ledger will be Coalfield, and Midway. And as we said earlier in the week, there'll be a new state champion. Pickett County got defeated the other night by Clark Range. So there'll be a new state champion in single A basketball this year as Pickett County got knocked out. So Unaka, 23-8. North Green 29-4 tonight at Westridge at 7 o'clock. The other side of the bracket, as we said, is Coalfield and Midway. In 2A tonight, Alcoa 25-7 will play Gatlinburg Pittman at 22-11. I think that game's been moved to Gatlinburg Pittman. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. You don't have to travel so far. Alcoa 25-7, GP at 22-11. On the other side of their bracket is a state tournament team from a year ago, McMahon Central, playing Meigs County tonight. That's in 2A. In 3A tonight at Viking Home Bristol, Crockett at 32-3 with a 43-point blowout, 43-point blowout rather, over Granger a couple of nights back. Beat them 85-42. Crockett at 32-3 will take on the surprise team, the Cinderella team, the Tennessee Lady Vikings, knocking off a state tournament team a year ago in Greenville. Beat them by 7 on Monday night at Viking Hall. 55-48 was that final. So Tennessee tonight at 13-15, taking on Crockett at 32-3. That should be a great ball game. It's a 7-point game when they play for the district tournament championship. Other side of the bracket is Cobb County and Northview Academy tonight in 3A. Then in 4A tonight, Sevier County, the Lady Smoky Bears at 26-7, taking on the Lady Hurricanes of Morristown East, who are 27-6. They'll play Hamilton tonight at 7 o'clock. The other side of the bracket is Oak Ridge and Bearden, so that's what's going on tonight in girls regional championship basketball. We'll have all the scores for you tomorrow. We'll break it down statewide, let you know who's going to be playing where, and ready to roll tomorrow on tomorrow's show here back in studio on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's give you one more update for the Lady Vols before we get out of here and see what they is doing. They're up big. They're going to win this thing. 2.5 to go. They lead it by a 77-31 score, winning by 46 points. They're blowing them out. She is coming off a 2-game losing streak, losing to Kentucky and to Georgia at home, and so put them in the position to have to play all 4 days now. So Tennessee will move on and play Vanderbilt tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the second round of the SEC tournament as they're winning big, as we said, over Texas A&M's Lady Aggies. Let's see one more time, give you that score before we blast out of here. And let's see, it will be 77-31 Tennessee with 2:18 to play in the ball games. The Lady Vols are going to move on and increase their record and to go to 22-8. Texas A&M's ladies will finish at 10-19. Lady Vols up big, as I said, by 46 points with 2:18 to play in the basketball game. So hello to Les and Gary Bradley. Yep. Well, you're very kind. Thank you, Lisa. You're a sweetheart. So Lady Pioneers tonight. Thomas Googe will talk to them tomorrow. They're playing on Saturday. So again, as we said earlier in the show with Andrew Smith, sports writer of the Johnson City Press, statistics place, the chances of winning, I mean, you can do it, and people do it, but the chances of winning on a consistent basis goes way down. So you want to win tonight on all these games for these girls playing in the regional championship and not have to go on the road on Saturday to the other team's number one team and go to their gym. It's tough to do. I've been on both sides of the equation. A whole lot easier to win the game and go home, come back. You don't have to get on a van or a bus and travel. You go home and sit down for a while or hang around the gym if you're playing at home. Go out and get something to eat, come back. So there's a whole lot of positives behind. If nothing else, logistically speaking, you don't have to get on the bus and leave early and go someplace and go into a hostile environment. So it's always better to win it tonight, the regional championship for the girls. The guys' regional championship is coming up tomorrow. Again, we'll wrap it up as we always do the verse today. We always dedicate this broadcast, no matter whether it's a ball game or a broadcast, to the man who hung on the cross. This is his world. It's his game. It's his show. Just passing through, we all is. Psalms 34, 4 and 5 says, listen to this. This is good. I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Whew. Verse 5, those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. How about that? I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Verse 5, those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. That's today's verse of the broadcast, Psalms 34, verses 4 and 5. Our guest today has been Andrew Smith, sports writer of the Johnson City Press. Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball. His mother made me a cherry cream deluxe pie. Just got to track him down and find him and get that pie and enjoy it immensely, which is what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching the show, brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. They're on People Street. Tim Birchfield and Connie Larimer, the associates. We'll be back there next Wednesday. just want to stay in studio a couple more days here to get this worked out. And so we will do that, and we will be ready to go tomorrow, Thursday show right back here. Looking forward to being here. Then Friday, it's a Food City Friday. Maybe back on the road Friday. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. But for sure, we'll be here tomorrow, and we'll be somewhere promoting Food City on Friday, either here in studio or at the store. So either way, we'll be ready to go tell you about the great savings coming out with the new sale paper this week at all Food Cities. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. You can like it and share it. Come back and watch it again and again. You do that, and I appreciate that very, very much. Again, it's just what we do every day here. From 11 to 1, we talk sports. And again, today we focused obviously on college basketball, which is getting ready to get big. March Madness is going to be probably, I think, the most wide open tournament they've had in a long, long time, if ever. So it's going to be anybody's tournament, whoever gets hot. But everybody's got to work through their conference tournaments first, then set the bracketing, get ready to go for in a couple of weeks for March Madness. So right now we're focusing on high school basketball. Spring sports have started in Tennessee. Haven't spent much time on it, but we will. The spring sports are baseball, softball, track and field, boys and girls tennis, and boys soccer. Girls soccer plays in the fall here in Tennessee. The boys play in the spring, and so those are your spring sports officially up and running. Seasons have started, so we'll get into those next week for sure, because we're kind of focusing on the obvious right now, the exciting time of year for basketball, the regional semifinals and championships, and then the sectionals. So 'tis the season. We still have teams going in our neck of the woods, which is exciting. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. We said, as we always close it, Mom always said, bloom where you're planted. Make a difference. When you come into a room, you want people to go, oh, here he comes, or here she comes, and not, oh, find something to do. Here he comes, here she comes. Bloom where you're planted. Make a difference where you are, everywhere, all the time. And we always tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2243, 2,243rd show today from inside the Tom Taylor Sports Show studios, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Johnson City. Back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Enjoy your Wednesday. If you don't have a church home, we'd encourage you to come worship with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church on Watauga Road in Johnson, or in Elizabethton, rather, between Johnson and Elizabethton. Watauga Road in Elizabethton at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. Pastor Fowler will be there shucking the corn tonight. And we, if you don't have a church home, we'd love to have you there. We have Master Club for the young people, we have youth group, of course, and our Bible studies at 7 in the sanctuary again at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. See you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 2243.